Whew. All right. So, what's going on? What's going on? Okay. All right. I'm not one to watch news. I'm not one to watch TV. I don't watch none of that stuff. All right. But again, it was around my family and couldn't help but notice what they were watching. And in the midst of what they're watching, I mean, this is kind of everywhere, anyways. But anyways, what's going on? What's going on? What is going on? And people are like, some people still are unaware of what's going on. Some people are starting to catch on a little more. Oh, some people are still a little unaware. So what's going on is system failure. Let's just put it that way. Okay? It's system failure. All right? We're going from an old system into a new system. All right? And like I said before, watch the video Economies versus Necessities. All right? It's a little I'm a little relaxed, very calm in that video, but it's for a good reason. All right? Because it is during such amped up energies that we have to find that calm. And of course, it's no surprise that while you got the full moon about to come right now, we got the new moon. Energies are spiking like crazy. All right. So with all the energy spiking like crazy, you see chaos. You see people self-order, because I don't like to think order like in the sense of trying to control other people. All right, because that's not order at all. Order would mean you have a sense of self-control. All right, you are self-responsible with your energy. You learn how to manage and better balance yourself. So what are we seeing externally is that we're seeing a bit of everything. All right, we're seeing extremes of chaos. All right. I honestly can't wait till those things are quiet, but it just. So what we're seeing is you're seeing extremes of chaos and extremes of order, which is honestly just another form of chaos, because what some people refer to as order, certain people refer to as order, is just them channeling chaos, all right, to try to control, all right? And that's what we're seeing is finally happening in the US, all around the US. George Floyd, what has happened? Hold on. Okay. What has happened after George Floyd has been, you could say, the the fuse that has ignited what people have been holding back and feeling a long time. And so, what do you have? You have businesses burning. All right. Is there a good and a not so good thing about that? Of course. All right. You have to find the balance. Okay. And you can see it going on. There are people who are finding a balance. All right. So all of this that is happening, it's something that has needed to happen a long time ago. All right. There are people who are going nuts, destroying things. Their energy feels that. Okay. There are people who are going nuts, trying to use their power, overuse their power. There's going to be that. That's there. But in the midst of all that, okay, in the midst of all that, there are those who are right in the middle. And so those, which we would say a lot of chosen ones too, pretty much everyone can be a chosen one, all right? But there are those who are a lot more awake and a lot more aware of their own internal energies and how their internal energies is affected and influenced by the external world, okay? And so with what we see going on, we're seeing both of those spectrums, okay? We're seeing, yeah, you're seeing both sides of those spectrums. You're seeing an excessive amount and you're seeing a calm amount, all right? So that calm, that neutral point, all right? People confuse neutral and think neutral means you don't do something or you don't say something. No, you do something, you say something, but you find the best possible way to do it. Now, again, as I mentioned, are there going to be those that are going to express it in a way more exaggerated way? Yeah, unfortunately, that has to happen so that we can all see that there is a balance between the two. There is a balance between the two. And that fine balance, that fine line is what we want to shoot for. That's where we want to aim for within ourselves. That's where we want to be within ourselves. It's where when you sit in that place of balance, you find more creative, very creative ways of expressing, all right, either side of the extremes, whether it's positive or negative, quote unquote. All right? You express these and you experience these energies, but in a way that's aligned, in a way that, you know, doesn't take away from others, doesn't cause harm. All right. Now, are there those? You have to understand there are people who pretty much, if I move my hand, some people are get annoyed by why are you moving your hand like that? You know. So if people get annoyed by someone's genuine expression, okay, then it is a call for that person to look within themselves on how they can handle that better. Some are going to have to experience certain things before they get to that point. All right. This is called the learning process. This is called the learning curve. This is called the learning growth. All right. So that's completely normal. It's completely fine. Okay. What you see going on, it's something that has have to happen. All right. Because the old system is done. People want freedom. All right. People want to be treated as humans. All right. So we have to be that example within ourselves. We got to treat each other. All right. Look at each other. In other words, look at each other. I like to put these dogs as a best example. For example, I just saw these two little buddies. All right. And they got upset with each other. Oh man, they were going at it. Had to step in there and be like, well, chill, relax. And now they're back like nothing ever happened. Okay. They are able to do that. They are able to do that. Animals, certain animals, especially dogs who are friends, especially, they know how to do that. They know how to get into that very excited, sometimes mad, sometimes happy state, and still find that point in between where it's like, okay, it's all good. We're good. Love. So that's where we want to be. We want to find that love. We want to let love guide us, all right? And just let things be as they are. We will build. We are rebuilding. That's what most people aren't noticing. People are only looking at the destruction. You know, they are only looking at the destruction. And the destruction, you could call it a beautiful disaster. All right. Many of us pass through our certain parts in our lives where it's a beautiful disaster. All right. It's like that song, Beautiful Disaster, I think from Rem. Yeah, it was from Rem, REM. Beautiful Disaster, right? I think that's from Rem. Either way, look at the song Beautiful Disaster. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? But that's what it is. Vishen Lakhiani, Mind Valley, has mentioned the same thing. A beautiful disaster. All right? It's a point in life where you go through a kind of self destruction, all right? Kind of a self disaster. A self, believe it or not, self imposed disaster. And some people are like, well, I'm not trying to impose this on me. I'm not trying to have this done on me. No, but we do attract certain things that help us grow. So that is why our goal should always be to learn and to grow and to find that balance point in between where we can experience whatever it is we're experiencing, but then with the help and guidance of love and with the eyes and through the eyes and through the heart of love, we're able to find that middle point, right? This is why I'm definitely someone who, when it comes to nature's, you know, plant-based diet, nature's plant medicines, all right, all the different herbs, all right. Many of you have probably heard I've talked about the ayahuasca ceremonies. Let this plane pass by. So many of you have probably you have followed and kept up with me, have seen in some of my videos. I mentioned about the importance of the ayahuasca ceremonies and what that has done to teach others. All right. I've also mentioned crazier topics like the guy who had a relationship with a dolphin and how that relationship was more meaningful to him than it was for human beings. And there are plenty of human beings who have experienced the same thing in one way or another, right? And when you listen to these stories and you look at them through the eyes of love, let's take, for example, the example of the man with the dolphin girlfriend. All right, let's just put it that way. If you listen to that person's story, it was a quest, an experience in search of a more profound love, something that wasn't sexually oriented. That came as a result. Okay, in today's world, many people are bombarded with sex, 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 sex all the time, and I have several conversations with people, and they talk about how there's always this exaggeration about sexual energy and how that sexual energy is abused. All right, self abuse. What do we mean by self abuse? It goes back to what we were talking about and what I'm talking about when I'm saying about when referring to the experience of these different energies, but finding that balancing point. All right. Sexual energy is a beautiful energy. It is spiritual energy. It is love energy. All right. But when it becomes something that becomes externalized and you depend on it, then you cheat yourself from what it can actually do for you. Now, there are those who have heard of, for example, Tantra. Tantra obviously does not relate just to, Tantra goes back to India, all right? And Tantra doesn't, it relates to the Kama Sutra, all this other stuff, but Tantra is not just about sex. There's only like probably 6 or 9 lines in the whole tantric scriptures that refers to sexual energy. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich talks about sexual transmutation. People, the young folk today, we got something called the no fap, all right, because we're experiencing that. So this is why I totally encourage people to learn from different people, learn from pretty much everyone you meet. See what you can learn that can help you better yourself, and don't compare yourself. All right. Another thing to keep in mind, the four agreements. The four agreements is definitely present in what we're seeing going on today. All right. Sometimes people see something and we assume. All right. And then we take it personal. All right. And the four agreements ask us to not assume and to not take anything personal because anything anybody does is based on what they are experiencing. Anything anyone does, says, or feels is based on their reality and what they are perceiving for themselves. Okay? This is why self responsibility is super important. Okay? It's all energy. All right? It is all a call. Everything that's going on is a call to self reflect, is a call to be honest with oneself. Many people are sick and tired of that same old system. Why do I have to get up every single day a pinchar, como dicen? All right, bust my ass just so I can put food on my plate. Something that is already naturally given to us by life. And we see it with the animals. Look at the birds. That's why nature is a prime example. Okay? And what we are is part of nature, but we are also so much more because nature in itself is so much more. So if nature knows that and nature can produce fruits and vegetables so that we may eat and continue to grow even after we eat that and still do that, then that's a symbiotic relationship. All right? And I say that because there are people who will be like, oh no, we're hurting nature. No, 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 no. We're hurting nature when we eat fruits and vegetables. No, 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 no. All right? Nature does that on purpose. All right? The way nature lives, nature's being in itself is a completely different being. All right? Imagine yourself being a tree, okay? And you grow these seeds. Oh man, you're so proud of the seeds. Bam! They come from you, you give them, all right? So that those around you may eat and nourish themselves. If you're the tree, you nourish yourself with water. You nourish yourself with sunlight. Speaking of sunlight, this is why we've talked about sun gazing. Okay? So there are so many ways to enhance and balance your inner energies that everything that's happening right now is causing all of us to reflect on that. It's causing all of us to look into the deeper aspects of life. Rosie, it's causing all of us to look into the deeper aspects of life, and that's what we want to do. All right? You want to be your biggest observation, you want to be your biggest experiment, and you want to work on yourself daily. Okay? You want to be honest with your spirit too. All right? No judgment. Be honest with yourselves. Be honest with your spirit. All right? And let love guide you. All right? While you're seeing everything that's going on, all right, if you are involved directly or indirectly, it does not matter. All right? We're all in this together. We're all on the same boat. And I forgot who said it. I think it was Kennedy. All right? One of the presidents had said, if we were attacked, it wasn't even Kennedy, it was other people. If we were attacked by an outside extraterrestrial force hell bent on destroying humanity because of humanity's garbage, then all of this stuff about who you are, who I am, how I live my life, how you live your life, all right, what you believe, what I believe, all right, this whole thing of ownership, trying to own others or own land or own this or that, all of that will be completely forgotten because now we will really have to get together. Let's hope, and I really hope, I truly believe we won't have to get to there because humanity does have the capacity. I'm part human as well, so obviously if I have the capacity and others have the capacity to better themselves, then so do you. So do all of us. So let's not allow it to get to the point where we are attacked by an external force that is literally hell-bent on destroying us, okay, our existence, and we're going to have to put everything off to the side because that's what we're going to have to look at, right? Become self-responsible daily. Work on yourself, all right? If you're someone who uses nature's medicines, use nature's medicines to work on yourself. Spend time with yourself alone, all right? Isolation. Spend time with yourself alone. It's good to be around people. It's good to interact people, but at the same time, if you are someone who's realizing that you seem to have some doubts or there seems to be some uneasiness going on between any interaction you have with people or with others, then that is a reflection and that is a call for you to go in and reflect on yourself. And this is applied to anybody in wherever part of this evolving system you are. Whether you're someone who's serving as a quote unquote police, all right, officer, whether you're someone who's serving as some political role, some governmental or religious role for that matter. Wherever you are in life is good, okay? And wherever you are, every moment is a chance for you to actually grow and become better. Become better at loving yourself. Become better at loving others. All right? Trust me and trust us. Because by the time we step into the new world, which we are currently doing, all right? By the time we step in there and we see just how much fun we were actually missing out on, how much joy, we're going to be like, damn, how did we not know about this shit earlier? Yeah. How did we not know about this earlier? You got to get me one. Thanks, bro. How did we not know about this earlier? That's one of the reasons why I say paintball. You guys want to express your warrior spirit. The next time you think of getting mad at somebody and really hurting somebody, go play paintball. Or heck,
or or fuck the damn airsoft.
airsoft.
Bro, I used to airsoft. I used to feel like I was in 'cause I used to play video games a lot.
Yeah,
I used to feel like I was literally in Call of
yo,
Duty. I
it's
used
fun.
to quick scope motherfuckers. Like I would go
Dang,
bam. God, people were like, yo, go to the military, my nigga.
No,
I was like in my head. I put
one
the
day,
video game.
look, like one day, all right, and you guys should hear this.
Can I sit here, bro?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
That
shit,
thing,
my
that
bad,
thing's
bro.
been busted several times. One day, I'm gonna wait till this plane passes. One day I'm playing paintball, right? I'll tell you guys, all right? I refed for a paintball field, Fort Myers. Really awesome. One day I'm playing paintball, and the thought that my head was like, man, I'm a god at this stuff. Man, why don't people get it, man? These authoritarian figures, or anybody who just feels like hurting other people, man, they should just die. At the minute I thought that, I was shot by a paintball. All
That
right?
happens.
The minute I had that, I was hit by a paintball. And man, did it make my heart jump. But at the same time, this is why it's one of those things I encourage for you to express that warrior spirit. Everybody has that warrior spirit. You just got to find avenues to channel these energies in a way that doesn't hurt someone else. Now, there are people, this is why I like Dragon Ball Z, there are people who can, and martial artists,
Dragon Ball Z Kai.
yeah, there are people who can experience that level of energy with enough and really get intense. There's a video, a recent movie of of Bruce Lee, and he was battling with this guy who did wushu. Yeah,
That's awesome. I go live too.
yeah. He was battling. Well, this one's gonna be recorded and then uploaded. But I sometimes I go
You go
live.
on
Yeah,
YouTube? You have a
yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
channel? What's
yeah,
your
yeah.
YouTube channel, bro?
Spiritual entrepreneurs.
Spiritual?
Entrepreneurs. Yeah.
I'm spiritual as fuck, dog. I have a third eye. My
What's
third
up?
eye opened last year.
There we go. See, boom.
Not even noticing I had a
Hell
third
yeah.
eye.
Hell yeah. So there was that scene, and this guy's battling this Bruce Lee character is battling the wushu or the wushu guy, and it gets really intense, really intense. And the move that the wushu guy had done, all right, that from what I gather had accidentally killed someone else, he had to stop. Bruce Lee noticed it. They both noticed it, and that's when they paused and they did their usual greeting, the intercepting the fist and the intercepting palm. All right, it's a sign of balance. So we all have that capacity to express and feel these energies. Everyone's got different levels. All right, but we all have that. It's just an example that we all have that capacity to balance those energies within us, express them, and find ways to express them without seriously hurting someone else. Because at the end of the day, you hurt someone, you're hurting yourself. When you guys really realize that anything you do to someone, you're doing to yourself, it's the age-old phrase that says, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Every great swordsman knew that. Miyamoto Musashi, the double swordsman, all right? He died from another swordsman, okay? He knew that was his fate because he knew that was the energy. He understood this concept of life. And that's the concept we have to embrace. This is why when you let love guide you, you find so many creative ways to let that energy be expressed. And you find other people who can get on the same page, really get intense, but then calm back down. And it's like, all right, that's it for here. On to the next chapter.
That's so true. I was gonna ask you real quick, bro.
Yeah.
All this whole coronavirus and all these like Black Lives Matter. You know, I knew about this. I knew this shit was gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
like
100.
3
I
years
believe it.
ago.
I believe it.
Like
100.
I felt not in 2018. I felt like something was changing.
Yeah, 100.
And like I just started seeing all these videos and like I've been known about social distancing
Yeah,
since 2019, 2018.
yeah.
I promise you, dog. I knew something
believe
was
it.
gonna happen. So my social distance, I would always social distance.
I
dog.
believe it. We all like felt it in some way, shape, or form,
Yeah,
in
bro.
different levels of intensity. We all knew something was going to change. It's an old system. It's like nobody wants to freaking levantarse a 9,
And
a
when we
5.
sleep and we dream,
Yo,
that's our spirit
yep,
going through, literally just looking for shit.
yeah,
Like we're dead at the moment.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
When we sleep, we're dead, dog. Like nothing could.
yeah. You're
And
paralyzed.
like, don't you notice when you're done dreaming, you wake up?
Yep, yep,
'Cause you're
yep.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
Like that, your soul came back into your body.
Yeah. Have you ever had the astral projection? Any astral out of body experiences?
Yeah.
Hey.
Sleep paralysis is one of them.
Yeah, people think sleep paralysis is like the devil's
Bad,
work. It's
but
like,
it feels
no,
amazing.
it's
Dude,
amazing.
you go like that, we were told that say you're good.
Yeah. Oh,
It goes
really? I
away.
haven't tried that technique. See.
If you try it, you're gonna be good.
Hey.
And I'm telling you, dog, I used to be dumb, bro. But once when I started like trying to be spiritual, like you know,
You heard of the ayahuasca ceremonies? I have yet to go to an ayahuasca ceremony.
Never, dog.
Something I've been encouraging people to look when it comes to like earth nature's plant medicines. We need to reconnect and embrace those plant medicines, but we got to learn from it. Because you know, it's one thing where you have the plant medicines as a gathering to just like chill, but then it's another thing when you're alone with the plant medicine and you have to face all your demons.
Yep.
You know, you got to face all your inner demons, so you got to go alone and you have to let love guide. And that's what I had found out a long time ago. Is like love seems to always be the answer for everything. It helps you
It's
find
love.
so many
Love is
creative.
key, bro.
Is the biggest key, bro. It
Like,
helps you find so many
don't you
creative
notice
ways.
when you're like hurt, you think about like you listen to a song, it reminds you of that person.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yep.
But I already learned how to beat that, man. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yep.
And dude, I don't know, bro. Me, I can't get hurt no more because I actually love myself.
Yeah,
love.
exactly.
You feel me? Like a girl breaks up with me right now. Am I gonna cry? No. I'm gonna just go look for other pussy, bro.
That's it.
You feel me? That's key. And I'll probably find better pussy, but I've never been about that. Like,
Yeah.
I love myself, bro, and I know.
Everyone's got, it's like there's just so much, like the love is unconditional, and so it's like everyone's got so many different ways and
Right
people
now,
they
we're
can
in the
connect with.
matrix.
Yeah, now we getting deep. At that point, I'm gonna let you guys go. At this moment, I'm gonna
Fuck
keep
my
combo
bad.
here. All right, but definitely, guys, subscribe, like, share. All right, and I will see you guys soon. All right, what have you learned? Share your comments. All right,
Subscribe.
yeah.